really good, well-known people in our league. I'm not discrediting them. Like, we have a lot of badasses in our league.
I'm gonna go to every road game, no matter what, like whether I'm playing or...
The WNBA world just stopped spinning. Sophie Cunningham and Lexy Hull walked into what everyone thought would be another routine team meeting. But what they said about Caitlin Clark has sent absolute shockwaves through basketball. This isn't your typical teammate praise or standard media soundbite. This is the kind of revelation that makes you question everything you thought you knew about the Indiana Fever's superstar trio. Fans are literally losing their minds right now. And once you hear what actually went down, you'll understand why this changes absolutely everything. What happened just moments ago wasn't supposed to happen. Sophie and Lexy weren't scheduled for interviews. There was no press conference on the books. Yet there they stood, side by side, with expressions that carried both unmistakable pride and the weight of something massive they were about to unleash on the world. The seriousness in their eyes told a different story than the usual playful banter we've come to expect from this tight-knit group. This wasn't another light-hearted TikTok moment or casual team bonding story. This was raw, unfiltered truth being shared in the most unexpected way possible. The ripple effect was instantaneous and absolutely explosive. Within minutes, social media feeds transformed into digital wildfire. Twitter notifications couldn't keep up with the flood of reactions. Instagram stories multiplied like dominoes falling in perfect succession. Comment sections across every basketball platform overflowed with shock, confusion, support, and a million burning questions that nobody saw coming. This wasn't just Indiana Fever fans reacting in their usual passionate way. WNBA supporters from every corner of the league suddenly found themselves pulled into the story, whether they wanted to be or not. What makes this moment even more earth-shattering is that seasoned coaches, respected analysts, and veteran players from opposing teams are admitting they were completely blindsided. These are people who pride themselves on knowing the pulse of the league, on having their finger on every storyline and behind-the-scenes development. Yet here they are, scrambling to understand what just happened and what it means for everything they thought they knew about the current WNBA landscape. The surprise wasn't just in the words that were spoken, but in who chose to speak them and why they chose this exact moment to break their silence. Because let's get one thing crystal clear. Sophie Cunningham and Lexy Hull aren't just random teammates in Caitlin Clark's orbit. These two have evolved into something far more powerful and protective than anyone initially realized. They've become Clark's on-court bodyguards, her emotional fortress, and her fiercest defenders, both during the heat of competition and in the quiet moments when cameras aren't rolling. Over the past year, what started as typical rookie-veteran relationships has transformed into something that transcends basketball completely. The bond these three share was forged in the most intense crucible imaginable. Think about Caitlin's entrance into the WNBA spotlight, where every rookie faces an absolute whirlwind of pressure that can crush even the most mentally tough athletes. Brutal games that test your physical limits. Relentless media scrutiny that dissects every move, every expression, every decision. The suffocating expectation to prove yourself worthy every single night, with no room for error and no time to gradually adjust to the professional level. Most rookies face this storm alone, hoping their talent and determination will be enough to weather the chaos. But Caitlin's rise became something entirely different because of the people who refused to let her stand alone in that storm. Sophie, with her absolutely fearless style and complete refusal to back down from anyone or anything, naturally evolved into Clark's shield during the most tense and heated moments on the court. Lexy, with her remarkable consistency and quiet but unshakable determination, became the steady anchor that kept Clark grounded when the chaos of a fast-paced season threatened to overwhelm everything around them. These aren't the type of bonds that develop accidentally or through casual interaction. They're earned through countless small moments that build into something unbreakable. Every single time, Sophie stepped in when someone fouled Clark too hard, making it crystal clear that nobody would touch her teammate without answering to her first. Every time Lexy's hand reached out to pull Caitlin up off the court, offering strength when it was needed most. Every shared laugh after a physically and emotionally draining game, when exhaustion could have driven them apart, but instead brought them closer together. All of these moments, built toward a trust that runs deeper than basketball and stronger than anything the league has seen in years. That's exactly why this announcement has everyone in the basketball world completely rattled and searching for answers. When people who are this closely connected, this emotionally invested in each other's success and well-being, decide to make a public declaration involving a player of Caitlin Clark's magnitude and influence, it's never without serious reason. It's never just casual conversation or throwaway comments. There's always something deeper, something more significant driving that decision to speak publicly. What makes this moment even more fascinating and mysterious is the way Cunningham and Hull chose to present whatever they revealed. There was no flashy marketing buildup designed to generate maximum attention. No coordinated social media campaign with perfectly timed posts and strategic hashtags. No dramatic music or carefully crafted backdrop designed to amplify the message. Instead, what we got was something raw, direct, and intensely personal. It was delivered in a way that made you feel like you were being invited into their inner circle, into that sacred space where real feelings live and authentic decisions are made without any external pressure or influence. This kind of authentic delivery creates more questions than answers, and that's what has fans, analysts, and everyone else completely obsessed with figuring out what's really happening behind the scenes. Was this announcement planned for weeks, discussed and debated until they found the perfect moment and the perfect words? Or was it a completely spontaneous choice, driven by something urgent that demanded immediate attention? Was this about Clark's career trajectory and her future on the basketball court? Or does it go deeper than that, touching on personal matters that extend far beyond the game itself? And why choose this exact moment, right in the middle of a season that's already packed with incredible storylines, intense rivalries, and unpredictable developments that keep fans on the edge of their seats? The timing couldn't be more charged with significance and potential consequences. The Indiana Fever are navigating through one of the most critical stretches of their season, where every game matters and every decision could determine their ultimate fate. The league's competition has reached a level of intensity that's more fierce than anyone anticipated, with teams pushing each other to new heights of performance and strategy. In this environment, Caitlin's presence has been an absolute driving force, both in terms of what she brings to the scoreboard and the massive spotlight she draws to the team and the league as a whole. Whatever this new development represents, it carries the potential to fundamentally shift team dynamics in ways nobody can predict. It could alter strategic approaches that coaches have been developing all season long. It might even redefine what this entire season becomes remembered for when fans look back years from now. The unpredictability of this moment, paired with the emotional depth and authenticity of the friendship between these three players, keeps everyone completely glued to every update, every interview, and every subtle reaction that might provide additional clues about what's really happening. When Sophie Cunningham and Lexy Hull speak about Caitlin Clark, they're not just offering the standard teammate perspectives that media training teaches players to deliver. They're speaking as people who have literally shared sweat, celebrated victories, and endured setbacks alongside someone they genuinely care about. They've been present for the highest highs and the lowest lows, which gives their voices a weight and authenticity that cuts through all the typical sports media noise. This is why their words today feel so monumentally important. It's why fans who have followed this trio's journey are treating this announcement like a watershed moment that could reshape everything they thought they understood. The bond between these three has become legendary, not just because of what happens during games, but because of who they are to each other when the uniforms come off and the cameras stop rolling. Sophie Cunningham has built a reputation as one of the most fierce competitors in the league, someone who combines tough defense with relentless hustle in ways that earn respect from teammates and opponents alike. But what truly set her apart this season was a moment that had absolutely nothing to do with scoring statistics or defensive stops. When Caitlin Clark was fouled hard during a particularly heated matchup, Cunningham's reaction was immediate and unmistakable. She was the first person to step in, making it crystal clear that nobody would mess with her teammate without dealing with her first. That protective instinct didn't just fire up the home crowd or create a memorable highlight for social media. It earned her genuine praise from fans who recognized authentic loyalty when they saw it. Ironically, it also resulted in a fine from the league office. But for Cunningham, defending her teammate was worth far more than any dollar amount the league could impose. From that day forward, fans began seeing her differently. She wasn't just another player who gave maximum effort on the court. She had become the emotional shield for her teammates, the person who would stand tall and fight back when others might choose to simply back down and avoid confrontation. Her presence became absolutely vital to the Indiana Fever's identity, helping shape a culture built on loyalty, trust, and unwavering support that extends far beyond basketball strategy. Younger players, especially Caitlin Clark and Lexy Hull, began looking to her not just for basketball advice and technical guidance, but for reassurance, emotional support, and that unshakable energy that every athlete craves when facing adversity. The friendship between these three became so special that fans created their own way to celebrate it, coming up with a playful but deeply meaningful nickname, Tres Leches. Borrowed from the name of a sweet, rich dessert, it perfectly captured the unique mix of joy, comfort, and togetherness that these three shared both on and off the court. This wasn't just a catchy phrase that fans used for a few weeks before moving on to the next trend. It became a genuine badge of honor that represented something real and lasting. Sophie Cunningham herself embraced the fan love by wearing a special shirt featuring cartoon versions of all three players. The shirt didn't just go viral among Indiana Fever supporters. It spread across social media platforms, reaching fans who appreciated the warmth and authenticity it represented. Tres Leches became a symbol that stood for unity, for the idea that in their locker room, every victory was celebrated together and every hardship was faced side by side, no matter how difficult or painful. The season tested that bond in ways none of them could have anticipated. Caitlin Clark found herself missing an event she had been eagerly anticipating due to circumstances completely beyond her control. Lexy Hull faced genuine heartbreak at home when she had to say goodbye to a beloved pet who had been part of her life for years. Through all of these challenges, Sophie Cunningham became the emotional anchor who kept spirits steady and morale high during the most difficult moments. What fans love most about this story is that it represents something much bigger than basketball statistics or championship aspirations. It's about the simple but powerful truth that real strength isn't always measured in points scored or games won. Sometimes the most important strength is measured in how you pick up a teammate when they stumble, how you stand by them when external noise becomes overwhelming, and how you remind them that they never have to face anything alone. This is the foundation that makes today's announcement so significant. When people who share this kind of authentic connection choose to speak publicly, their words carry a weight that goes far beyond typical sports commentary. Whatever Sophie Cunningham and Lexy Hull revealed about Caitlin Clark today comes from a place of genuine care, shared experiences, and unshakable loyalty that makes their perspective invaluable and their announcement absolutely earth-shattering for everyone who follows the WNBA.